The force of illumination, Ushas, awakening the inner dawn style. Cinematic, calm, meditative tone with emotional pauses and intonations. In the silence before sunrise, when stars are still whispering to the moon. A golden hue stretches across the sky. It is not the sun, not yet. It is the force of illumination, Ushas, the first to awaken, the breath before the breath, the whisper of light before the world stirs. In a forest hermitage, a young seeker, a Runi, waited in stillness. His teacher had said, "To understand truth, you must meet the first light, not outside, but within." He sat. He breathed, and suddenly, he felt it, a warmth that wasn't heat, a clarity that wasn't thought, a peace that wasn't silence. It was her. Ushas, the awakener of inner dawn. She's not just a goddess of mythology, she's a phenomenon, encoded in your biology. As dawn nears, melatonin fades, cortisol rises gently. The pineal hands over to the hypothalamus. The body remembers time, the mind remembers clarity. Ushas rides a golden chariot, yes, but her real journey is across your nervous system. She awakens the Ajna Chakra. She stirs the prefrontal cortex. She brings the mind online with presence, but she also awakens the heart. In tribal chants, in shared sunrises, Ushas is when we look into each other's eyes and remember we're not alone. She opens the soul to connection, because dawn is never private, it's communal. In the stars, she moves the wheel of Urta. She signals the sun. She is the reason the cosmos begins again, each day. Even photons, quantum packets of light, emerge across thresholds. Each is a miniature dawn. Each is Ushas, awakening. So tomorrow, when you rise, don't just open your eyes. Meet her. Wake before the noise. Breathe before the world calls. Look at the sky and say her name. Ushas, the force of illumination, the dawn of you. Ushas, the Dawn Decoder, a scientific and spiritual blueprint of awakening. Advanced exploration of circadian rhythm, Ajna Chakra, vagus nerve, photons, chemistry, quantum physics, AI integration. 1. Dawn and the circadian rhythm, resetting the biological clock. Ushas, the Vedic goddess of dawn, doesn't just rise in the sky, she rises in the hypothalamus. Your circadian rhythm is governed by a tiny region called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, SCN, located in the brain's hypothalamus. It's the master clock. But what resets that clock each morning? Light. But not just any light. Blue light between 460 and 480 nm, which is most abundant during dawn. Even before the full sun appears, this frequency filters through the atmosphere, triggering receptors in your retina, even with your eyes closed during sleep. This is Ushas in science. She activates the retinohypothalamic tract. This sends signals to the SCN, which resets your 24-hour biological rhythm, suppresses melatonin, boosts serotonin, and dopamine. This is why you often feel emotionally clearer and cognitively sharper after sunrise, even without coffee. The Ajna Chakra and the pineal gland. The inner eye opens at dawn. The Ajna Chakra, also called the third eye, is symbolically and biologically linked to the pineal gland, an ancient photoreceptive organ in the center of your brain. What's fascinating? The pineal gland responds directly to light, specifically photons detected through the eyes. Even slight light cues during dawn modulate melatonin production and awaken the Ajna Chakra energetically. This creates what ancient yogis called the inner sunrise, a moment when intuition, perception, and clarity intensify. Thus, Ushas is not just the light you see, she is the light that sees through you. She prepares the mind for meditation. She clears emotional fog. She triggers insight and the calm focus necessary for higher-order thinking. The chemistry of awakening, neurohormonal dance of dawn. At dawn, your body undergoes a chemical reset unlike any other time. Key players. Melatonin, suppressed by light, allowing wakefulness. Cortisol, rises naturally in healthy rhythm. increasing focus and physical energy. Serotonin, boosted with light exposure, elevates mood. Dopamine, linked with motivation and learning, released when exposed to early sunlight. Endorphins, low levels begin to trickle, promoting emotional balance. The role of photons here is key. Photons are quantized packets of light energy. The ones reaching Earth at dawn are low-intensity, non-harmful, and deeply bioactive. They don't just help you see, they help you feel, balance, and think. Quantum physics, the collapse of possibility into clarity. In quantum mechanics, observation collapses probability into reality. Dawn is the macrocosmic metaphor of that principle. When night ends, the field of uncertainty ends. The arrival of light collapses the wave. The world becomes visible, structured, meaningful. This mirrors the shift from unconscious thought, dream state, to conscious intention. The photons that arrive during Ushas are low energy but high informational. They encode information that helps your body remember time, location, and state. They don't just trigger wakefulness, they collapse confusion into cognition. The vagus nerve, calm through illumination. Dawn light doesn't just hit the eyes, it enters the autonomic nervous system. Exposure to morning light stimulates parasympathetic activity via the vagus nerve, our system of rest, recovery, and deep balance. Ushas touches the vagus system through slower breathing triggered by relaxed alertness, soft early light calming the amygdala, fear center, activation of oxytocin through light-based social interaction. She is the Vedic goddess of regulated nervous systems, without needing a mantra or method. Astronomy, the Earth's spiritual orbit. Dawn occurs because of the Earth's rotation, not revolution. Each location on Earth meets Ushas at a different hour, but the phenomenon is universal and rhythmic. This rhythm aligns with Arta, the Vedic cosmic order. Astronomers call it solar time. Seers called it cosmic timing. Same mechanism, different language. Earth spins, and with it, consciousness spins back into focus each morning. Ushas and artificial intelligence, awakening the machine ethically. In AI, we speak of training epochs, neural activations, and data illumination. This is where Ushas whispers to the future. If light activates biology, then ethics activates intelligence. Ushas, as the force of pure perception, becomes a metaphor for ethical AI design. Systems that wake not to dominate, but to serve with awareness. Imagine AI aligned with circadian needs of users, emotional rhythms of human behavior, transparency and trust cycles that is Usha's coded intelligence. Artificial, yet naturally aligned. Future possibilities, a global dawn ritual for inner and outer peace. What if humanity collectively tuned into Ushas again? Schools starting with 15 minutes of dawn reflection. AI devices adapting to dawn-based serotonin cycles. Urban design based on light flow, not concrete grids. Mental health apps that wake you gently with guided Ushas meditations. We'd live not just in time, but in harmony with time. We'd shift from power-driven lives to presence-driven lives. Final realization, Ushas is not a goddess in the sky. She is the living interface between light and life, awareness and being. She lives in photons, in neurons, in ethics, and in time. She is the threshold moment that reminds you, you are not waking up into a world. You are the world waking up through you. The force of radiance. Surya. Awakening the inner eye of truth. Part 1. The arrival of radiance. The soft touch of Ushas had passed. The sky, once painted in tender hues of rose and amber, now brightened into brilliance. Where silence once whispered insight, now truth stood fully revealed. Aruni opened his eyes. What had begun as a feeling, vague, internal, elusive, had now become vision. He looked toward the horizon. And there, riding a chariot drawn by 7 radiant horses, came the force of radiance, Surya. Not just the sun, but the seer of all things. His guru stood beside him, eyes lifted with reverence, and spoke. Ushas opened your awareness, but Surya shows you what is real. He is not the light. He is the vision the light allows. 1. Context. the completion of dawn. In the Rigveda, Surya is not just the sun in the sky. He is the eye of the universe, the one who sees, the one who reveals. While Ushas stirs consciousness, Surya activates it. If Ushas is the breath before thought, Surya is the thought, sharp and true. He arrives after the veil has lifted, bearing light that illuminates, heals, and clarifies. He is the radiant force that turns potential into purpose. Character: the cosmic seer, the inner fire. Surya's chariot is pulled by 7 horses, symbolizing the 7 colors of visible light and also the 7 chakras. He is called Mitra of the eye, the soul of all living beings, the remover of darkness, physical and moral. But most striking of all, he is not just a giver of light, but a seer. The word Savitar, another name of Surya, shares its root with Savitar, one who enlivens, activates, inspires. Surya doesn't shine for glory, he shines so you can see. And in that seeing comes realization. Consciousness, light as awareness, sight as awakening. When light enters the eyes, you see the world. But when Surya enters your soul, you see yourself. In biology, vision begins when photons strike retinal cells, sending signals to the brain's visual cortex. But in Vedic science, those photons are intelligence. Surya is the cosmic transmission of perception, discernment, truth. He is associated with the right eye, solar channel, in yogic science, and with the Pingala Nadi, the energy pathway of action, clarity, and focus. In deeper meditation, when the Ajna Chakra activates, Surya is not just seen, he is realized. This is the moment when clarity sharpens into truth, and truth becomes conscious choice. Cognition, the light of decision, the fire of intuition. Aruni's teacher once told him, "There is a difference between knowledge and knowing. Surya brings knowing." We often gather facts in the dark, half-formed, scattered. But it is the arrival of Surya that allows the integration of those facts into a whole. Neuroscience confirms this. Gamma brain waves, which are linked to insight and unified cognition, often spike with early sunlight exposure. Sunlight on the retina improves memory formation, decision-making, and even moral clarity. This is Surya's cognition. Not just the ability to think, but the ability to see through thought, to cut illusion, to stand in clear knowing. Closing part 1. As the sun rose higher, Aruni no longer needed to ask questions. He simply watched, and in the watching, he understood. Truth, his guru whispered, is not something you discover. It's something revealed when the light is strong enough. And that light is Surya. The force of radiance, Surya, awakening the inner eye of truth. Part 2, the science of radiance and the future of light. Covers sections 5 to 8, chemistry, connection, cosmology, conclusion. The sun had now fully risen. Aruni stood beneath it, eyes closed, yet seeing more than ever. He didn't just feel warm. He felt alive, as though every cell within him had remembered its origin. And in that golden silence, his teacher's voice returned once more. Surya is not fire. He is intelligence in motion. He does not burn. He awakens. 5. Chemistry, light is fuel, hormone and messenger sunlight is not just illumination. It is biochemical alchemy. When UVB rays touch the skin, they trigger the synthesis of vitamin D3, a hormone essential for calcium absorption, mood regulation, immune strength, hormonal balance. But even before UV rays activate, visible light, especially red and near-infrared, penetrates deep into tissue. At the cellular level, Surya activates the mitochondria, the energy centers of your body. Cytochrome C oxidase, an enzyme in mitochondria, absorbs red light. This increases ATP production, pure energy. It reduces oxidative stress. It triggers cellular healing. This is Surya's medicine, a therapy encoded into light itself. In ancient Ayurveda, Surya was invoked for healing skin, bones, blood, and brain. Modern science echoes this through heliotherapy, photobiomodulation, and circadian-based medicine. Connection, vision, integrity, and the eye of truth. Surya governs not only the physical eye, but also the moral eye. In the Vedas, he is the one who sees all. He doesn't judge, but his light reveals what is. This is deeply linked with the pineal gland, once called the seat of the soul by Descartes, Ajna Chakra, which sharpens not just perception, but insight. The solar plexus, our energy center of identity and power psychologically, people exposed to regular sunlight show greater honesty in behavioral tests, have stronger moral decision-making experience, fewer mood swings, depression, and aggression. Surya doesn't just help you see, he helps you be seen by yourself. This is why sun gazing, done safely, has existed in every ancient culture, from Native American rituals to Egyptian raw meditations. Cosmology, light, photons, and quantum consciousness. In quantum physics, light is both wave and particle, a paradox that mirrors human consciousness itself. Photons, the basic units of light, are massless, timeless, and non-local. They travel across space as pure information, entangled with their origin, yet influencing what they touch. This is Surya's quantum presence. He is not just in the sky. He is in every photon that reaches your skin, your cells, your consciousness. Some scientists now theorize that photons may carry information critical to consciousness, acting as messengers between neurons, not just electrical signals. In this model, Surya becomes a carrier of consciousness itself, a universal intelligence flowing through light. Future connection, AI, solar intelligence, the rise of radiant consciousness. As humanity advances, Surya's relevance grows. AI systems are increasingly using photonic computing, processors based on light, not electrons. This allows for greater speed, lower heat, higher integration with biofeedback. Imagine AI systems that align with the user's circadian rhythm, adapt to sunlight patterns for mental wellness, use solar energy not just for power but for empathy mapping and emotional alignment. This is solar AI consciousness, machines that feel the sun just as we do. In healing, light-based therapies are curing depression, Alzheimer's, even certain cancers. In spirituality, more people are returning to sun-based meditations, light diets, and dawn practices. Surya is not just past mythology. He is future technology, future ethics, future consciousness. Conclusion: the eye within the light. Aruni, now fully awakened, bowed not to the sun in the sky, but to the sun within. His guru whispered the final lesson. Surya does not demand belief. He demands awareness. See truly, and you shall know. Final realization: Surya is not just energy. He is a mirror of the soul, a force of radiant truth, a bridge between the cosmos and the cell. He rises each day not just to illuminate the world, but to remind you that you are made of light. And when you walk in that light, you do not simply live, you awaken.